Hey everyone, my name is David Dunbar, or the Theme Park Evangelist. It is officially my first day of not being in quarantine anymore. I do see that I do kind of need to shave a little bit, but at the same time, I decided not to shave this morning. I kind of was in a hurry at the time because I was under the impression I was going to be hanging out with Tristan today. Unfortunately, he is dead tired, and unfortunately, the Lexington trip kind of bummed out because of the fact that almost everybody ended up working today except for Tristan and I. And because of the fact that Tristan was so tired, he decided to stay home today. So this gave me the chance to stay home and study for my anatomy and physiology final, which I would like to take tonight. That way I can just get over and done with. I considered going to the Creation Museum this afternoon and taking pictures of the new Borderland exhibit, but also at the same time, it's not like I can't do that like next week sometime if I do get like 2 days off, which I should, because I typically work 5 days a week. I don't normally work more than that. Unfortunately, the chances of me going to Kings Island for Grand Carnival are low, but you never know. I might go to Kings Island next week anyway, but I'm definitely doing Borderlands for sure. But anyway, so one big news I have for you guys is the fact that, well, for one thing, I was reading online earlier that guest jumped off of Splash Mountain and was running around by the set. That's what Inside the Magic reported. So that's one big thing I was going to tell you guys. Also, for today's online discussion topic, I am going to talk about how you can stay hydrated at Walt Disney World, Universal, all that fun stuff this summer. I've kind of talked about this before in the past, but I'm going to go more in depth this time. So, let's kind of get into it then. It has been a very hot summer, and even up here in northern Kentucky, it's been very hot. I'm actually sitting right in front of the portable AC unit right now. Unfortunately, our AC is still out of commission right now. There really is no reason for it other than the fact that the landlord just cannot get somebody over here at this time to replace the AC, and that's all I can tell you. I know, it's crazy. And, at this point, we're only going to be living here in, Burlington for the next few weeks or so. So it's just one of those things you ask yourself, why? Why on earth is this even happening? But at the same time, it's just like, And I could tell it's hot today because I went looking around for my brother's cat. He's nowhere to be found, so obviously he must have found a really cool spot to hide. He must be hiding in my roommate Andrew's room somewhere, which is weird because I just went in there to go look for him and to drop off some mail. And I couldn't leave the door open for too long because the house is hot, but Andrew's room is like 71 degrees because he's running the portable AC unit. Well, he has his own portable AC unit in there, and then there's one here in the family room. And his room is 71 degrees, as I said. So his room is actually the coldest room in the whole house. Versus this spot is cold. But the family room also is wide open versus Andrew's room is concealed. The only way I could have saved myself any heartache for the past few weeks is if I had bought my own portable AC unit. But honestly, I would rather just sleep on top of my covers and my sheets and just have the fan blow on me. And actually, in my room at night, it feels pretty good. Andrew, on the other hand, he did not have that advantage. His room was so hot at night, it was insane. So I don't blame him for wanting to go and get himself a portable AC unit. Like last night, it actually felt really good in my room. But anyway, enough rambling on. So you guys are not watching this YouTube video to hear about my no AC struggles. You're here to learn how to stay hydrated on your next Central Florida trip. So, for one thing, drink plenty of water. Now, I completely understand that not everybody that goes to Central Florida is able to drive. I understand a lot of people fly. I also understand that not everybody is able to run a car, and you might be forced to rely on public transportation. So, first of all, if you have the ability to drive yourself to the theme parks in any way, like, say, for example, rent a car, drive your own car, stop at Walmart or public supermarkets beforehand and get yourself a case of water. You can literally get a case of water from Walmart for a little over $4 after taxes. That's really not that bad. And by the time you know that it's all said and done, you'll have like 40 cases of water. And, like, say for example, you're staying in a motel or something. Most motels and hotels have like a mini fridge of some sort. Just throw a bunch in there. Some motels also have like a little mini freezer. I would also stick some water bottles in there. Trust me, I used to do this all the time when I was living in Lake Wales. I would put some water bottles in the refrigerator, but I would also stick some water bottles in the freezer. My mom actually gave me this idea, so credit goes to my mom on this one. And the reason why you would want to do this is because of the fact that even in the hot Florida summer sun, as long as you stick some ice packs in your cooler and those frozen water bottles, and then you put a bunch of refrigerated water bottles in, well, guess what? The frozen water bottles are going to stay cold the longest. And you can literally just keep filling them up with water, and they'll stay cold throughout the day. And then eventually they're going to thaw out, and you can start putting more and more water in. Now, at the beginning of the day, you're not going to have that advantage because of the fact that they're going to be too frozen, which is why you want to pack a bunch of refrigerated water bottles, and you're going to want to try to fill those up with water throughout the day. And trust me, at the beginning of the day, like first thing in the morning, it's going to work out because of the fact that you throw a water bottle in there, it will still have time to refrigerate, and it should get cold quick. And if you don't feel like waiting, if you go to like Disney, for example, take advantage of the complimentary water. I did say previously that at one point Disney did take away that complimentary water because of the pandemic. Now Disney is returning things back to normal. Now Disney also completely understands that the Delta variant is on the loose right now, which is basically what they're calling the pandemic of the unvaccinated. And yes, Disney and Universal are closely monitoring it. At this time, Disney and Universal are keeping everything normal. So right now, yes, you can still get complimentary water from both Disney and Universal, specifically Disney, which does pride itself on that. So, unless something changes inside the Magic and other places, including myself, will update you guys on anything that's going on. I'm not too worried about the Delta variant, except for possibly catching it myself, and that would be about it. But as far as like the Delta variant and going down to Central Florida, well, unless the Delta variant is still like as strong as ever come next February, and I'm going down to Central Florida at that time, then I would be a little concerned. Like, yes, I am planning this trip down to Central Florida next February, but that's like months from now. I only just like planned the meals, like the meal schedule today. Actually last night, but anyway. But even then, it's like late July, almost August now, and we're talking about something that's like 6 months away still. It's like, come on, like, why would I even be concerned about that? But that doesn't mean I can't be concerned for others, which I am, especially since I'm a Christian. I mean, come on, it says it on my YouTube channel name. Anyway, enough of that. So, that's like the number one ultimate. You definitely want to drink as much water as you possibly can. Take advantage of that complimentary water, as I said. Number two, try to have at least one sit-down meal a day while you're on your next Central Florida vacation. It doesn't matter whether it's at a Disney World vacation, sorry, Disney World restaurant, what am I saying? A Universal sit down restaurant, or even if you're just at a regular sit down restaurant, always have at least one sit down meal a day. And the reason why I say that is because, and I'm not referring to a quick service restaurant, I'm referring to an actual sit down meal. The reason why I say that is because that is like the perfect opportunity for everybody to literally come and sit down for an entire hour, get out of the Florida heat for that hour, and be in the air conditioning. And on top of that, you have all the drinks you can drink for the next hour. Number one, first and foremost, and my mom taught me this one, years ago. Always order water with your meal, no matter what. I know you're going to hate me for saying that, especially when you're on vacation. I'm on vacation. You can't tell me what to do. No, you're right. I can't tell you what to do. If you want to drink soda your entire vacation, that's all you want to drink, that's fine by all means. But I'm saying you should always order water with your meal. I'm not saying that's all you should order. I mean, come on, you're on vacation. I ordered water and soda for that matter. I always ordered water whenever I went on my vacation, like when I was on my vacation back a few months ago. But I also did order soda too. I mean, I'm not, that much of a party pooper. I completely get it. When you're on your vacation, you definitely want to, make the most of it. I mean, come on, I got the blue milk when I was at Hollywood Studios, and my brother paid for that. So, yeah, I'm all for it. But at the same time, you should still get water with your meal. That's all I'm trying to say. The next time you go down to Central Florida in the middle of the summer, make sure you get water with your meal. Even if it's not the summer, I'm still saying you should do it. Because whenever you're walking around the parks, especially if you're not regularly drinking water, your body gets dehydrated. And your body really does need that water to be able to not only get through the day, but it needs that water to be able to catch up from all the sweating it's been doing throughout the day. And you may not be, peeing a whole lot. I know that sounds really gross for me to say that, but yes, you may not be doing that a whole lot throughout the day because of the fact that you've been sweating it all. And then you might be, excreting it out throughout the day, and then you might think, oh, I'm staying really hydrated, but, you also have to think, like, the lighter color of your urine, that means that the more hydrated you are, the darker it is. Once again, don't mean to weird you out. That means you're not hydrated enough, and trust me, I've been there, done that, and I know for a fact at the back of my mind, if I'm dehydrated, for one thing, I'll feel it, not to mention I can tell just by my bodily fluids, so. Anyway, I didn't mean to go all R-rated on you guys, but I really wanted you guys to know that you need to watch for that stuff. So, please do not let yourself get dehydrated, and please try to drink water, whenever you go to a sit-down restaurant. It really will help you out immensely, and that's why I gave you those signs to look for. Like, you sometimes you kind of need to know that because of the fact that, I mean, if you don't know, that is, I hope you would, but you do kind of need to know that stuff because of the fact that you are going to sometimes forget about it. And I have heard people that have openly admitted that they had no idea that they were dehydrated. It's like, yeah, I mean, you can, sit there and drink soda all you want, but unfortunately, you do need to drink water still. Another third tip that I can give you guys is something else that my mom used to do. We used to fill up water bottles with like ice cold water, and we would dump it down our backs. And if you don't necessarily have that option, or do you want to do that, you can ask for complimentary water. You can even ask for extra. Like, not just in case you're, like, that dehydrated, but also in case you want to, like, pour one over your head down your back. And this also could really help out. Is like you could be walking around the park and it gets really hot, and you may not be able to get on Splash Mountain right away because of the fact that it's a 2 hour wait, or you may not be able to get on Kelly River Rapids right away because it's like a 2 hour wait. So I mean, you do have those options now. If you happen to be over at Islands of Adventure, you don't necessarily have to wait to get cooled off. So the good thing about going to Islands of Adventure is the fact that there is an area right next to Jurassic Park River Adventure where you can literally stand there and a splash boat will come down like once every 30 seconds or so and will soak you wet. And this is free, not to mention you don't have to wait long at all. And it's a very quick and easy way, not to mention free, way to get wet. And also, Islands of Adventure has plenty of ways for you to get wet. Not just that. Dudley Do Right Repsaw Falls, as well as Popeye's Bluto Barges, both soak you to the skin. Kay will tell you herself that she's rode Popeyes and never gotten wet. But that doesn't mean you're always going to get wet. Now, I will guarantee you, if you go on Dudley Do Right, you're guaranteed to get soaking wet. I have never been on Dudley Do Right and got off dry. And I've been on that ride for years. Splash Mountain, I can actually get off without getting wet. Kelly River Rapids, kind of the same thing. But Islands of Adventure, except for Jurassic Park River Adventure, I've actually gotten off that ride. I mean, that was the only ride I ever got off of dry, and I said that to an employee who actually threatened to dump his water bottle all over me. But every other ride at Universal, I've always, other than the the ones that don't get you wet, I've gotten wet on. I've even deliberately got myself wet over in the splash zone. This is another option if you can afford it. The Disney Water Park as well as Volcano Bay are roughly between $65 to $70 a person. I think kids are a little cheaper. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at is if you can afford it, I would definitely consider investing in that if you have like the free time. And you can definitely go over to like one of the Disney water parks and spend the entire day there. It's a great way to cool off from the Florida heat. And they do have complimentary water at the Disney water park as well. If you ever go to Volcano Bay, you can bring your Coca-Cola Freestyle cup. They do have that program there. And you can take your cup up to one of the stands as well as the quick service restaurants, and you can get your cup activated. All the quick service restaurants have Coca-Cola Freestyle machines. It's pretty much the only places you'll find those. And because it's Volcano Bay, they do offer specialty drinks in their Coca-Cola Freestyle machines. If you're one of those parents that cannot afford necessarily to spend the money on the water parks, but you really want your kids to stay cooled off, another option is, I know this for a fact with Epcot, I forget what Disney parks do this specifically, but I know with Epcot for sure, there is an area where you can let your little one just run around. Legoland, I also know, does this over in the Duplo section. So both Epcot and Future World and Legoland have an area where your kid can just run around and go get wet. If I'm not mistaken, even Disney Springs, and I know for a fact that Universal City Walk does this as well, where you can just let your kid just kind of run through the area and the water will shoot up from the ground. If you wanted to as well, there's an area over by Jungle Cruise where water will shoot out of the like wooden statues. Kids can go and get wet over there. Another water ride technically over in Islands of Adventure is redfish, bluefish, one fish, two fish. And if you decide to not intentionally follow the directions of the song, you can get wet on that ride very easily. The point of the song is for you not to get wet, but if you decide, I'm not gonna go up, up, up when it tells me to go up, 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 or if when the song tells you to go down, 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 I'm gonna keep staying up, up, up. You're gonna get wet. Whenever you actually follow the directions of the song, you're not gonna get wet. That's pretty much the catch of the song. So yeah, if you're like one of those people that's like, I came on this ride to get wet, or I went on this ride to get wet, and I'm gonna get wet. So, I mean, just another strong suggestion if you really want to get wet. If you're one of those people that thinks that you're gonna, if you stand on the bridge of Splash Mountain, you're gonna get wet. I can pretty much guarantee you, not really. This is another suggestion, as stupid as it sounds. You can go and chill out in the gift shops as long as you don't make it too obvious. And, like, you don't chill out in there too long or anything. So, let's say you go into one of the Disney gift shops or one of the Universal gift shops, and you go in there for, like, a short period of time. Then, yeah, you can easily go and cool off in the AC. Another strong suggestion I have for you is, if you're one of those people or you're one of those families that wasn't able to pack a lunch because you flew down, and then also on top of that, you had to rely on public transportation, then definitely try to eat inside the quick service restaurants as much as possible. Not to mention, follow one of my earlier suggestions, which was to eat inside one sit-down restaurant a day. Doesn't matter whether it's at the theme park or outside the theme parks, even at Disney Springs or City Walk for that matter. I would definitely suggest eating inside of a restaurant at some point, because of the, like, even if it's for lunch, even if your meal of the day is at lunch, like, also if you just want to do like a cheaper meal, eat it inside. That way you can be in the AC. Another strong suggestion I have for you guys, take frequent breaks. Don't be like me, who's had like over 26 years theme park experience, who's used to the Florida heat, who can walk around all day long without any issues and just drinks plenty of water. Just because I can doesn't mean you can. I strongly suggest taking frequent breaks. Unless you're a theme park veteran and you're used to walking around in the Florida heat for hours off end, I wouldn't do it. Like, I would take frequent breaks. I know all kinds of tricks. And that's why I'm telling you guys all this. Like, for one thing, whenever I go to Disney or Universal for that matter, one of the first things I do is I eat a relatively late breakfast, and I eat enough in the morning that I'm usually full till lunch. Another thing I do is I pack a bunch of drinks in the refrigerator. Usually TJ, just like myself, will pack a bunch of water bottles in the refrigerator. TJ also has his own stroller. He got the idea from my mom, from me, who I got it from my mom, which was to push around a lunchbox and a stroller. You'd be surprised how much a stroller will save you pushing 10 pounds all day long, or carrying 10 pounds all day long. Carrying one of those lunch boxes or coolers is almost as heavy as carrying a growing child. That's another great way to put it. So that's why my mom came up with the idea of getting a stroller to push around a lunchbox in. We called it baby lunch. And I talked about this before, and I know it sounds stupid, but trust me, it really does work. Now, I completely understand summer is coming to an end, but maybe you guys can use this for next summer. Summer still has the rest of this month, as well as all of August. Plus, you have like early Labor Day weekend. So, whoever does watch this, just try to look at it that way. But yeah, you can really take advantage of like pushing around a lunch in a stroller all day if you want to look like an idiot, instead of carrying around a lunch all day. If you want to be like me and you don't care what other people think about you. But if you ever go to Disney or Universal around late February, early March, and you see that idiot that's walking around with how should I put this? If you see, yeah, an idiot pushing around a stroller, and then you see another guy staying right next or walking next to him, just know that's TJ and I. Because TJ and I are the idiots that push around a lunch in a stroller all day. TJ usually is the one that's pushing the stroller. I'm really the idiot because I'm the one that gave him the idea. And yes, you are more than welcome to pull me over and, talk to me if, you like me enough as a YouTuber. Obviously, I'm not the Tim Tracker, but, I try. Obviously, I'm not Justin Scar, but I try. Obviously, I'm the Woo, but I try. And obviously, I'm not paging Mr. Murrow, but I try. I know who all these guys are. I've been following them for years, but I'm my own unique person, and I'm my own unique YouTuber, and I like that as well. I definitely pray and hope that my advice was able to help you guys out for sure. But let me just finish up by saying that the other thing that I usually do is sometimes I'll stop at public supermarkets. I usually will have a whole sub pre-ordered, and I usually will split it in half with my brother, or I'll split it in half with TJ. If I go with TJ, or if it's just me going down to Florida, usually I'll just order half a sub, because that's usually all I can eat. And TJ usually only gets the Italian for himself, that's all he can eat. I will get almost anything as long as it does not involve banana peppers. But that's just me. And usually I'll throw that in my lunchbox. I'll usually also get like Publix lemonade or chocolate milk, and I'll throw that in the cooler along with it. And then usually I'll get like maybe a snack or two and throw that in the cooler. TJ will also usually pack a bunch of snacks. And you'd be surprised, that's very filling lunch, and that usually will tide me over until dinner. Just because that works on me doesn't mean it will work on you. That's why I always tell everybody whenever you're doing your planning your next Disney World vacation or just Central Florida vacation in general, you don't want to just pack plenty of drinks. You want to pack plenty of snacks too, because I totally get that the kids need the nourishment throughout the day. So that's why you definitely want to make sure that the kids have plenty to eat and drink throughout the day. Because just because I can eat something around 12 or 1 and then be good until 7, 8 o'clock at night doesn't mean that everybody else can. And usually for dinner, what I normally do is I'll stop at like Red Robin, Fuddruckers. Sometimes I'll do Wawa. Sometimes I'll do Chick-fil-A or something. If I go to Red Robin, normally I'll have the Cowboy Tavern, which is what TJ likes to get to. I kind of got him into that. So yay me. I also got a half salad, so I'll have my veggie for the day on top of everything I had on my public sub on top of that. And then I will also get water, and since it is my vacation, I'll usually get a root beer float. But at least I was smart and I did have a water. And even though I've been drinking water all day, I'm still dehydrated by the end of the day, so I will have more water. If I go to Fuddruckers, sometimes because normally I go to Fuddruckers after Universal. Usually I'm already drinking soda throughout the day, as well as water and Powerade. So usually if I go to Fuddruckers, I will just get water. And sometimes I might ask them for a cup of water. And if I'm really feeling adventurous, I'll get one of their hand-spun milkshakes. And then if I really feel up to it, I'll substitute the fries for onion rings. If I don't feel like spending a lot of money, I'll usually stop at Wawa, and if I'm like really thirsty that day, or that evening, or whatever, I'll not only get $1 soda, I'll get a large water. If you ever stop at a Wawa, let's say for example, you went to Walt Disney World. Depending on where you're staying, there's a Wawa in Champions Gate. There's a Wawa off of exit 55, which is right where the Visit Central Florida Tourist Info Center is at, which is in Davenport. There's also plenty of Wawas in the Kissimmee area, Kissimmee out towards Apopka, and then there's also Wawa in Point Siena as well. And Wawas are growing like weeds. It's crazy. Wawa is a really nice gas station that also has a really nice convenience store attached to it. You can literally go into Wawa. You can get their version of subs, which are hoagies, and you can get them customized any way you want it. You do it right there on a touch screen. You can also order after 4 o'clock cheeseburgers, hamburgers, pasta. They also do milkshakes. They also do smoothies. They do like a very fancy smoothie as well. I would highly recommend you checking out a Wawa. You can actually go in and out of Wawa and buy yourself an entire meal for roughly $10 to $15. I love to get their coffee. I actually have some of their coffee myself right there in the kitchen, and I bought it while I was down in Florida a few months ago. But their coffee, just in general, is normally $2. Wawa does a lot of deals throughout the year. They do Hoagie Fest, which is basically when their subs are on sale. They also do Siptopia, which is when all of their milkshakes are on sale. And also they have been known to do free coffee. And sometimes they do special deals on coffee as well. Like sometimes it's like $1 or something like that. I would also be part of their rewards program because of the fact that you can get coupons and special discounts on their food and beverage. So, yeah, I mean, TJ, of course, had to get one because he's at Wawa like every single day, like I used to be. I actually got him into Wawa, believe it or not, because my dad got me into Wawa. Wawa originally originated in Pennsylvania, and somehow it made its way down to Florida, and it's only found in Pennsylvania and Florida. That's it. The only 2 states out of the entire 50 United States. I don't know how that works, but... And yet there's more locations in Florida than in Pennsylvania now. So a lot of people think, oh, Wawa must have started in Florida. No, it actually started in Pennsylvania. But yet, because there's like hundreds upon hundreds of locations in Florida, nobody knows that. And then, of course, there's a lot of Chick-fil-A's down in Florida now. So, Atlanta is where it originally originated in that area. But because of the fact that it's so close to Atlanta, it's not surprising that you'll find a bunch of Chick-fil-A's down there. So, yeah, I'm not really surprised that you would find that. Obviously, because I already have Chick-fil-A where I live. In fact, I actually live within 10 miles of 2 different locations. I don't like to go to Chick-fil-A while I'm down there, so that's one location I try to avoid. Ironically, I live closer to IHOP probably than TJ and K do. Both of them live within 30 minutes of one, which is about how far away I live from one. They live west of one. I live south of one. They used to live a lot closer to one, but unfortunately went out of business. And as of right now, I still live closer to Cracker Barrel than they do. But you never know. That could change in a heartbeat. Legoland has brought so much business to Lake Wales and Winter Haven. It's insane. They're talking about building a Chick-fil-A in Lake Wales now. I mean, come on. Who would have seen that coming? Every time I go down to Lake Wales, I barely recognize it. It's like, this is not the Lake Wales I left back in 2019. This is crazy. So, anyway, enough said about all that. I really want to share at the end kind of what I normally do when I'm down in Florida. I'm hoping that will give you guys advice on what you can do the next time you go to Central Florida. I'm hoping that could help you maybe decide, well, since David did this, maybe I could try it, or maybe I could try something similar. As I said, you don't have to follow my advice. You don't have to take any of my advice. That was purely put there just to help you guys out. You can do whatever you want. The next time you go to Central Florida, I'm, praying and hoping that my advice on how to stay cool and stay hydrated. Actually, I'm going to call this YouTube video "How to Stay Cool the Next Time," or on your next Central Florida vacation, since that was the pretty much basis of the whole video. But I'm hoping and praying that my advice helped you. I know this was a long one, but this is the only one I'm doing today, and this was to make up for the fact that I did not get to go out to Lexington. Sorry again about that. I go back to work tomorrow, so I will see you guys next week. And next week I plan on doing something exciting, so I will see you guys in the next vlog, and always remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Have a great day. Peace out.